Hi everybody, my name is Shelcy,
I'm Angelica.
and together we're
Two random girls.
So today we're gonna be talking about the limited series on Netflix called Adolescence. Angelica hasn't heard about it; she doesn't know anything, so I'm gonna explain to her like the concept of the series. So basically, the series is about this little boy. He's 13 years old, and he's arrested for like on murder charges. There was another 13-year-old girl that was stabbed to death, and they arrested him for the murder. Um, so he did it. It was him. Yeah,
Oh, damn.
yeah.
Way to spoil it. No, I'm kidding.
We find out it was him like the first episode,
Oh, okay.
like in the end. But yeah, there was a video and everything. He followed her, and he stabbed her like 7 times.
And why?
So we find out that it's apparently because she so she sent a nude picture to this guy, right? And the guy, like being a horrible 13-year-old child, showed the
Spread it
picture.
around.
Yeah, spread the picture around to people, and people were like bullying her, making fun of her, calling her like flat and stuff.
Her boobs.
And
Same.
and because of how low she was, like where he felt like it was a good opportunity for him to go and ask her out, because he's like, oh, she's definitely like desperate enough to say yes.
But he's the one that spread the pictures.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's another guy.
He's
the
just another
killer.
guy. Yeah, the killer.
Okay.
So he went and he asked her out, and she said, I'm not that desperate.
Oh.
And she like obviously left. She rejected him.
Yeah.
And then after that, she started.
She's funny.
She started like posting, like leaving comments on his pictures, like basically calling him like an incel. Like she would like be putting like a red pill like picture, like emojis and stuff, and his on his comments, and a lot of people would be liking the pictures. And obviously he ended up killing her. And yeah, he ended up killing her.
Because she was like bullying him.
No, it's not like about bullying at all. He killed her because she rejected him.
Oh, wow.
Like, I think.
But why was she commenting like incel and like
I kept on trying to like
make it about bullying? Or
no, like I don't know what they were trying to make it like more maybe like complex, because there are a lot of people still like watch that and they're like, oh, she was bullying him, like that's why but it's like they're trying to make it a bullying story, but it's not a bullying story. It's a story about literally how young men are being like radicalized, and they're being like taught to hate women. And like throughout the whole entire show, like you see that like he the way he talks about women, like he only calls his father. He doesn't call for his mother or anything. He seems to like have a disdain for his mother, and only like loves his father. Like he puts his father on a pedestal and stuff. And it was just so crazy to see, like, just also very scary. Like that's a real reality happening right now. Like a lot of young men feel this way towards women, and they can't handle rejection. And I was trying to see it. I was like, would he still have killed her if she didn't leave those comments underneath his pictures? And he probably would have.
But like before she did, was he planning on killing her? Or
no? It's like I don't. We didn't really learn much about like what happened. Like it was more about the why, not about the like what, when, how, where.
And when did it get into the why?
Like in like the third episode, like it was him being like talking to a psychologist, and he basically like,
oh, and he said like because of the rejection.
He didn't say because of the rejection, but like it's implied.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's definitely weird. I think like it reminds me, yesterday I saw a TikTok about this guy from a front door Ring camera, and he was leaving a girl and he was dropping her off from the first date, and then he was like oh yeah, like if you want, do you want me to come in? Like, I could help you cook or like bake something. She was like, oh no, that's okay. I'm okay. And then he was like, you sure we could watch some New Girl? I really give off some Nick vibes or something like that. And I was like, oh my god, New Girl, what, like, cool, right? And then she was like, no, I'm okay, but thank you though. And then he was like, oh, okay, all right. And the caption was like, point of view, the nice guy takes you on a date, but then you things turn around. So she closes the door, and then he's like, he stays there with a smile, and then he drops a smile. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, for sure. Thank you for taking me out on a date and paying for everything, but I can't even come in. Like, thank you though. I can't even come in after being a nice guy all night." And then he like walks away. I'll insert the video.
It's like a lot of fun.
No, me too. Thanks again for dropping me off and stuff.
Sure, sure. You sure you don't want me to come inside for a drink? I'm an excellent bartender. Good with my hands.
I'm sure.
We watched some New Girl.
Oh,
Very Nick from New Girl coded, I've been told.
tempting. I'm just kind of tired. Maybe next time?
Tired. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah?
Next time.
Okay. See ya.
See ya.
Thanks.
Bye. Oh, and thanks for paying for dinner, by the way. Oh, but you can't come inside. Why not? Why can't you come inside? Oh, because you were nice to me all night. Ridiculous.
But isn't that scary?
Yeah, that's really scary.
And then everyone in the comments is like, oh my god, girl, like, he knows where you live. That's scary. That's why I don't let people drop me off at my house after like at least 3 dates. And I'm just like, it's like mental illness. You think just because you pay for a girl's dinner, you get to get in her pants?
Bro, literally, that's exactly what the boy was basically saying. He tried to make it seem like he was better because he had like he's like, I could have touched her. I could have touched any part of her body that I wanted to. Like, and if it was any other boy, he would have touched her, but I didn't. All he did was kill her. But like, I guess it's better that he didn't touch her. Isn't that crazy? So like, men literally feel so entitled to women and to women's bodies. It's actually insane. And it's crazy because they feel like them buying you a meal is equivalent to you like giving them
opening your legs,
like literally. Like, it's so transactional for them. Like, that's a form of payment, which is crazy.
That's disgusting. They think every girl's a prostitute out here.
It's actually insane.
No, I think it's like just like really scary like to think about. And like when we have little girls, like people that like fetishize like young girls or like old men that are so pervs, and oh my god, I just can't. I can't. Everything like boys, like, I don't know why they're so disturbed.
It's like, honestly, it's a lot of like the media, because also what was like the main point takeaway of the show too was like the parents were like, he wasn't outside doing anything. He was here at home. He's just in his room. Yeah, he was in his room all the time,
Looking at
on the
porn.
internet, like no, like on the internet, like maybe looking at porn, maybe looking at
Andrew
like Andrew
Tate.
Tate, like looking at all these things, being literally radicalized in their own home, like turning away, like being taught to hate women and to like feel like this innate like feeling like it's crazy because no one, there's people out there for everybody. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand the incel thing. Like, I don't get it.
I don't know what that means.
Involuntarily celibate.
Oh, I thought she meant like he was in jail, in cell.
Oh no, honey, incels, like incels.
Yeah.
Like, they talk about them all the time.
No, I never heard this word.
Yeah, they're like people who are
Like celibate,
ugly or something.
Yeah. Oh wow, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Oh, involuntary celibate. Wow.
And he was like, I'm ugly. Like, that's why like no girls like me. Da da da.
I just think like also like from her point of view, okay, you rejected him, but why are you commenting?
I think she was commenting because he was one of the, maybe she knew he was one of the boys that were looking at the pictures and stuff, and she knew that he was only like
But even if he was, like, I just feel like, I mean, not saying that she's at fault here at all, but like I wouldn't do that. Like, I would be so embarrassed, like, whatever, like you can't control who's looking or who's not looking, like, and you're just gonna be mean to the guy that asks you out, like.
I think she knew that he was only doing it because he thought she was in a vulnerable.
Yeah, because she said,
place.
I'm not that desperate.
Yeah,
which is what he did it.
He did it because he thought that she was in
Desperate.
such a bad place that she would say yes to anything, including him. So maybe she literally she knew that's why he was doing it.
Yeah, I guess.
It's just so crazy because like throughout the whole like series, you could really see that he doesn't even really see her like as a person. He doesn't even like accept what he did. He keeps saying, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. Not that I didn't do it, that he didn't do anything wrong by killing her.
Like, he just sees her as an object. But my thing is, like, if he sees her like that, he doesn't think he doesn't think he did anything wrong. Like, why did he do it?
That's the thing. Why do they do anything? They just like don't think, and they just act solely like on whatever insecure emotion that they're feeling. You know?
Yeah.
It's really scary. Like, honestly, like, people need to watch what their kids are watching on the internet. They need to really like, because these Andrew Tate people, like, they're spitting poison. Like, they're literally spitting poison at these children.
Yeah. And didn't that man go to jail?
Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
For like human trafficking or something?
I think so.
But no, not. I'm pretty sure he got out though.
Him and his brother. Oh, he did? Oh,
yeah,
I'm not
like
sure.
they got out.
Wow. Yeah, I think like that, or like also just like even girls like just going crazy at a young age. I just feel like girls, like, there's not even a preteen anymore.
Yeah.
Tweens don't exist. I mean, I guess obviously it's not the same current, like the same extent, severity.
Yeah, same severity.
Yeah.
Like girls, maybe they're growing up fast, but
also I just think like everyone's extra, like they know about sex and stuff at a
a young age,
early age.
Yeah.
Little girls are like I saw this video, I sent it to you on TikTok, about this guy. He's famous and he was at a movie theater by himself, and then like 3 little 13-year-old girls walk in, and he had his arm on the armrest for like since he got there, and then the little girl like put her arm there too, and then he was like, I felt like my hair's touching her, and I'm like, does she not know I'm here? Like, hello, like, we don't listen to the rule. If somebody has their arm there already, you don't put it there. But I was like, whatever. So I just kept it there, and I was like, maybe she just doesn't even feel me. So then he kept it there, and then I don't remember if like, I think he moved his arm or whatever, because she was like fully now like taking over. So he moved his arm, and he was like, whatever, like, this girl like just doesn't get it. And then she was like, oh, sorry, like what's your name? And then he said the name, and then she was like, how old are you? And then he was like, no, I'm okay. And then she like asked again, and he was like, okay, like these people are being weird. And then the girl's friend got up and was like, hey, like my, like, yeah, how old are you? And then I think he said the age, and then he was like, how old are you? Like, and then she was like 13, but nobody has to know. This is a 23-year-old man.
Yeah.
She's like 13, but nobody has to know. He was like, because she was like, can I have your Instagram? And he was like, no, like, I'm okay for real. Like, no. And then she was like, she sat back down, and then she got back up and was like, please, can I have your Instagram? And then he was like, honestly, chat, like, at this point, I know what I did was wrong, but I was scared. And he was like, I gave my Instagram because I was like, how do I make these girls like stop talking to me, you know?
Yeah.
So then he gave the Instagram, and since he's a famous like TikToker, they saw he had a big following, and then they were like, oh my god, look at you have. And then he was like, I should have given like a fake one, like, I don't know why I gave a real one. So then I was, at this point, I felt like intimidated, I felt like creeped out. So I got up and I wanted to finish watching the movie at the alley. So he got up and he was watching the movie in the little alley place, standing up. He finished watching his movie there, and then they noticed that he was there and they followed him. So they're standing next to him. They're like, oh my god, come like da 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 like talk to us or something. He was like, okay, and then he just left because he was like, bro, it was just getting too much. And then I post something and tell me why that little girl comments, hey, it's me from the theater. I just want to talk about what happened. And he was like, what? He was like, bro, now people like, what are they like? What is she doing to my life? Like, and I was dying because like you could see how bad that could get for him, you know?
Yeah.
Thank God it was at a public theater, and I think there's cameras in the theaters. Yeah, because they say that they could see when people have sex, I think.
Yeah.
But like, thank God it's recorded for his sake. But like, why, as a 13-year-old girl, are you telling a man that looks 30? He looked 30. It doesn't matter. Nobody has to know.
Yeah.
Like, what?
That's insane.
I'm not saying they're asking for it, but also, God forbid, if I have a little girl and she's saying that to somebody, I will whoop her ass.
They were definitely like, they're not asking for anything, but they're definitely putting themselves in harm's way, because if he was a weirdo,
if he was a weirdo, he would have been in there.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
But like, also, like, if you're saying that, what were you trying to achieve? Like, if you're flirting with a 30-year-old man, it's because you already know how things work. Like, I don't know. I just feel like you know, especially now at this age, they definitely know about sex. They definitely want to experience it. And I'm just like, why are you talking to a 30-year-old man?
It's the internet.
That's
It's
what I'm
literally the
telling
internet.
you.
They're on the internet too much. Like, they have like access to literally everything. You know what I mean?
Everything.
So
you
like, nothing's hidden from them.
At this age, I was in Sephora doing my makeup, looking like I'm 16, going out to like the clubs. Like, they're outside of the clubs, just like haunting for 20-year-old men.
Yeah.
Like, now I have to grow up as a mother and be like, hey, son, you have to be careful because some of these girls aren't even the age that you think they are. Like, now, like, guys have to ask everybody their age, and then if a girl lies, like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I think that's a little crazy. If the girl lies to the guy, sometimes they still get charged, right?
I think they might, yeah.
But I think that's also like the girl put him in that position.
I think sometimes it's the girl might have lied, but the boy knew and they chose to ignore
Like, on the
it
low.
because the girl already looks young.
Yeah, I mean, if they look young, but there's some people that look older.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I just don't think that's fair because for us, like, imagine like I'm single and this young kid that looks older is like, oh, like flirting with me, and I flirt with him, and then turns out he's not of age, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, like if it was flipped, I still would be like, that's weird because what, and now I have to check everybody's IDs before talking to you. Like,
Yeah.
why are you lying?
Definitely heavy on why are you lying?
Like,
it's so unnecessary. Just
find
date people
somebody
your
your
age.
age,
Yeah,
bro.
date people your age.
oh my God. No, I'm telling you, it's like literally the internet thinking like, oh my God, this is so cool.
Mhm.
Oh my God, let me dress like a slut when I'm 13 years old.
Yeah.
Goodness
And where are
gracious.
the parents too? Like, literally, I feel like the parents have literally abandoned their children to the internet to raise like their kids, and this is why we're getting boys who are murderous, hateful people, and girls who are growing up like way too fast. Like,
Yeah. But like it also depends on like I just feel like it really, because I know like two sets of people that are like 10 and like 13, and then
Mhm.
another set of people that are the same age, but they grew up in different families. One of them usually uses social media heavily, and the other doesn't. The others are still growing up, like I feel like how I was growing up. Like, they're sure now they get little Sephora things there and then and there. They get happy when they get a hoodie, whatever. But she's not the other one that I know out here twerking, going like sounds, rapping Ice Spice. Like, maybe I said too much, but I just think it's like if you're 10 years old, you shouldn't be knowing this. You shouldn't be listening to Ice Spice Deli. Like, so what? Like, I don't even know, but I know it says some like to like for a little girl, you shouldn't know this song.
Yeah.
You should at that you shouldn't be rapping it. At that you shouldn't be twerking to it in the car. Like, and then the other girl, like, what? God, this girl playing piano. This girl, like, I just think social media, like the difference in it, you could really tell.
You can. Can.
And I do think it's the parents' fault. Like, my kid, I'll let them have a phone, but I'm not gonna lie, it'll be when they're older. And if they have a phone when they're younger, they're not gonna have any social media accounts. And I don't care if, like, when they go to their friend's house, they see social media, because, like, that might happen. But the best, like, the more I could control having no social media for them, that's the most I'll do. I don't want them looking at crazy stuff. Like,
yeah, and also just like getting, like, the thing too about like why the girls are acting like that is because they see like a bunch of like grown people, beautiful people like online, and they get insecure about their little girl selves, like they want to become older, like they want to be seen as pretty or whatever, so that's why they feel like, like that's why.
Yeah, I think that's so true, because like when I was little, I didn't compare. Like, I would see the magazines with Selena Gomez and like J14, I think it was called, the magazines.
Mm-hmm.
You know them?
No.
Oh my god, you never see them?
No, I only saw like 17. Was it called, or?
Oh my gosh, mine was J14. I would always see in the supermarkets and like the tabloids, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I would never, like, maybe I would look at it and be like, oh my god, Selena Gomez is so pretty, whatever. But I think what changes it's that in my head I was like, well, she's a celebrity, of course. But I would never see girls my age or like normal girls and be like, I want to be like her. But I think since in social media you see real girls, and you could see that it's possible, not just for celebrities, I think that's where it gets mixed up in their heads, where they're like, well, she's telling me to use this. She has this makeup on. She has boobs. She got a boob job. Let me do like, and it's like more of the secrets. But celebrities, they didn't say, like, I remember reading like, what's your favorite lip gloss, blah blah blah, but I've never thought, let me buy that lip gloss that she's using, also because I didn't have the money for real to be buying it. But like, I just think it's like that they see real girls acting a way and they're like, oh yeah, I want to be like that. But they forget they're little. You're not gonna have a butt at 12 years old. Or maybe, like, you will, but, like, you're not fully developed at all.
Yeah, like, and it's, like, if you don't, like, it's not weird. Like, it's literally part of your normal development. Like, yeah.
They want to be influencers. They want, like...
they want everything.
And I think also, like, the stories that they hear influencers tell, like, I got drunk, I did this, I had sex, and they're like, well, I want to experience all that.
Yeah.
But, like, wait. Like, underage drinking, it happens. I did it. But I waited until I was at least 17, I think. At least. Not even. I never even got drunk. The first time I got drunk, I was 20. 19. 18. No, I'm kidding. I think I was 19. But I'm just like, they're doing it at 10 years old, 13.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Like, they're like at 10 years old smoking Juuls.
Oh my god.
It's insane.
Smoking Juuls is crazy.
Yeah.
Their poor little lungs. Mm-hmm. And then they get addicted to it, and then they grow up. They started smoking when they were 13. They're 40-something, smoking for 30 years now.
Literally.
Like, 30 years? That's like more than half of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, these poor little kids.
It's insane. They're smoking it in schools. Like,
I wonder why that happens to you every single time.
It happens every single time.
But yeah, like, smoking Juuls is crazy, bro.
Yeah. But it really is it is really on the parents at the end of the day.
Sorry. What? I don't know why I got giggly. No, seriously. I think the parents just like they don't control, and then once they see their kids are like out of control, they're like, well, what can we do?
Yeah.
And also like when you go to restaurants, it's like not even just the iPad kids, but the parents are also on their phones.
On their phones, yeah.
So who's this is blaming you're not even paying attention to your child because you're too busy being on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think people just have to live in the moment. Like, I love TikTok. Don't get me wrong. There's times where I'm in the toilet and I'm there for 1 hour and I'm like, where did the time go? Like, it's actually sick in the head. Now people's attention spans are down to 4 seconds.
Yeah.
4 seconds. And I saw this girl's post and I got scared because it was like, if you can't write your own email without using ChatGPT, if you can't do this without checking your phone, if you can't go 1 hour without your phone, if you can't do this, blah blah blah. It was a bunch of examples. She was like, you have to put that phone down and start using your brain again. And I was like, because there was a point in my life, I'm not gonna lie, now I'm being better, but there was a point in my life, anything I was ChatGPTing. I mean, still I ask ChatGPT questions like every single day. That is true. But before, I was like, I got lazy to even create an email. I was like, write an email about this. And it's like, if we keep going on that track, little kids don't learn nothing.
Mm-hmm.
They're not learning nothing in school because they have this rule where they have to pass regardless if they know something or no. Like, they could get all F's, but they are still going to graduate. And it's like, and everyone's using ChatGPT to answer the questions, like AI. And it's like, we're going to get stupid.
Yeah.
And that's what the government wants, us to get stupid. Because what do you mean I'm at work and I'm asking ChatGPT to write a Teams message to a coworker? Like, what? Now what I do is I write it and I ask ChatGPT to proofread it for me, you know? But I feel like that's still better than me I used to be like, write a message saying this and that. And he would write it on copy and paste and send it.
Yeah.
Because I was bored. But at least now I still have like knowledge in my head. So I was just doing it because I was bored. But if I keep going in that track, I'll be like, write a Teams message. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Write an email. Like, imagine little kids that didn't learn nothing. Oh my God, I can't.
That's so scary. You're right. No, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like I need to start reading more because, like, generally I'm more of a like TV person. So like sometimes when I'm reading things, I just like I don't read. I just
Skim?
I skim and get the most like the gist of the what's it called and stuff. Reading every single word.
Wow.
Yeah, but also it's a talent, obviously, because
for real, America's Got Talent.
But yeah, like I fastly read instead of like and get like whatever it is instead of like actually reading for like comprehension, you know, things.
Yeah, that's a little
which
insane.
is insane because like reading and writing was like my
thing,
like my number one. Like whenever I was in school, those were the things I always got, like scored really good on. Yeah. Like reading comprehension, grammar, and everything. So like it's insane.
Yeah, like I think like it's just crazy how over time people get so lazy. Like in the beginning of times,
yeah, they were putting in work.
Nobody would survive.
Yeah,
nobody would survive. They would
maybe
excel.
The farmers.
Yeah, maybe the people that actually put in work and don't use their phone. But I feel like everyone is so like, we got a microwave, we got clothes, we like, you know, we don't start to think about like, damn,
you have a toilet.
We're so lucky. But when I went to Disney, when I went to Disney, I was trying, like, I'm really trying my best to not use my phone as much anymore. Like, I don't like feeling like when I was doing the 1 hour on my toilet or scrolling on TikTok, I don't like that feeling because I'm like, what is wrong with me?
You don't realize how much time you spend on your phone. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's been me. Like, it's been me lately where I've been generally spending most of my day on my phone. Like, generally, like, most of my day spent on the phone. And I'm like, what the heck?
It's sickening.
It is sickening.
Because you start to think about the people in the 80s that didn't have phone, or they had the beepers, but they weren't on the beepers all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, they were doing something with their lives. Not saying, like, you're on your phone, you're not doing something. But most of the people aren't doing nothing with their lives. When I'm on my phone, I'm just on TikTok, maybe getting some creative ideas, maybe getting some information about P Diddy or whatever. But I could be doing other things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, now, like, when I went to Disney, what I was gonna say was that I raw dogged all the lines. I didn't use my phone. I was using my little digital camera for pictures, and I used my phone only to record, like, the TikTok videos that I was making, and maybe I would slip up and maybe send one text message or something. But, and I was saying it was because of the battery, that I didn't want my battery to die, but I really just wanted to try to test myself. And then I went with my friend and her brother, the two of them on their phone the whole line. Meanwhile, I'm over here looking at everybody, like, paying attention to some jokes, like, listening to other people talk. And, like, I just think if we were put in a room and we were asked what was the color of that person's shirt, nobody would know, because we're on their phone. But when you're not on your phone, you actually look at people, you see things. You know how many times, like, maybe soulmates were right next to each other, but they didn't even notice each other? Or, like, someone that would be, like, where, let's say if I was single and I'm like, oh my God, that's the hottest guy ever, but I didn't even see him because I was on my phone, or he didn't see me because he was on his phone. Like, I don't know, I really just want to try not to use my phone. I'm trying to use it only, like, to text. Yeah. And if that, like, I was thinking of, like, not texting.
And then how would you communicate?
Like, calls, or, like, waiting until I see somebody. Because, I'm really worried. Like, for example, when I get married, I mean, I'm thinking of starting it now, but, like, I just feel like I can't. But, like, when my grandparents met each other, they didn't communicate every day. Every day. But I just get scared that we don't know how people with social media end up at the end of life.
What do you mean?
Like, is there always going to be something to talk about with your partner if you text them 24/7 and then you see them at home?
I do think that that for partners is, like, fine. Like, you don't have to text them, like, 24/7 when you're living with them.
Yeah, like, my plan is, like, when I get married, just say maybe, like, yeah, I got to work. Okay, that's it. And then once you get home, I hear all your stories, like, blah, blah, blah. But I also just think, like, with friendships, too. Like, sometimes I'm like, but sometimes it's just, like, so hard because I want to tell you something right away, you know? Like, I want to know your reaction right away. But then it was like, you know how much things we would talk about once we saw each other if we weren't texting?
But we still talk.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we still talk, but, like, it would be, like, crazy.
But we already talk so much, Angelica. I don't know what you want. We talk so much. It's already a problem.
No, okay, you're right. We do talk so much.
Like, if we didn't, I don't know if we would ever get anything done. No, generally.
No, you're right.
This is reminding me of that time when I told you, oh my gosh, I have nothing to say to you. And remember what happened? You got so hurt.
I did. I almost cried.
Yes.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't want that to ever happen again.
But it didn't. We literally started chatting literally after. It was like 1 minute.
I know, but I got so sad that I was like, oh my God, do I not? And I don't know how we got out of that. What were we talking about? Oh, whatever. Yeah, but, like, I don't know. I do think, like, sometimes, because I'm trying to think what keeps me on that phone. And it's like when I text. But, like, okay, you're right. Texting isn't that bad.
Texting isn't even what keeps me on that phone.
Yeah.
Generally.
No, I know that because I'd be texting her and then she's been sending me TikToks and I'm like, look at the damn messages before I hit notify anyway.
No, like, TikToks, I have been getting into TikToks lately.
I was gonna say, like, now you're posting and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was like, okay, my little influencer. Wait, so I think, do I have your, send me, I don't know if in the description of the videos I put your TikTok or not.
Oh, I mean, it's like I
still think it's good to add it. I like your content.
Thanks.
That girl is poison.
Thanks.
You're welcome. No, because I don't think it's there because you told me, oh, I don't have anything, like, don't add it. But
yeah, I only had those 2 videos.
But now that she's in it.
Yeah, I just posted some stuff.
You're a really good editor. I was gonna tell you.
Really?
That poison video was crazy.
Thanks to me, but I just used CapCut.
It was already the template.
It was
done?
already the template. I just put the photos.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why I said really for like. I didn't edit. Yeah, I didn't edit.
No, you're welcome. And I thought you did. It was like, wow, this is so spectacular. I was like, we should switch the roles.
Maybe when I get in there.
How do I tell her bro? Talking about editing, I mean, I think they could hear this too. In the last video with when Alejandro called, I put live phone call or live on the phone, and then I put his picture, and then I put subtitles.
Oh, that's so cute.
Good, right?
Yeah.
I was like thinking what to put, but I was like, I think this worked. I didn't get any like inspo. Like I was looking on Google, but nothing was working. So I think it was good.
What it reminded me of is like when like they're doing the police calls. Like they always have like the photo and then the words.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
like that type. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was thinking about it when people. Did you used to listen to Z100?
Is it a radio?
Yeah. No. Oh, when I was younger, I used to listen to Z100 with my dad, and they would have like I forgot his name, but the main guy and the side guy and this girl, they would always do prank calls. Sorry, honey. The Breakfast Club.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know them? So then they would do those prank calls, but I forgot what the prank call's called. Anyway, it was like 1-800-ROSES. Like, who are you gonna send your roses to? And it was to find out if a guy was cheating on his wife. And then they would be like, you could send it to 3 people, which is kind of stupid. Like, those people were stupid, but they would be like
the people who accepted like the call.
That would send the flowers, because they would be like, oh yeah, I'll send it to my wife, and they'd be like, okay, perfect. Or they'll say the wife's name, and then the wife would be on the line, be like, oh my god, good. And then they would be like, okay, you have 2 extra flower bouquets, who do you want to send it to? Nobody would find out, blah blah blah. And then
nobody would find that. Is what would have been like
I think it was like you could put your own note, or like they wouldn't say nobody would I just
okay
that. But and then it's like, you have 2 extra bouquets. Who do you want to send them to? And then they would be like, my mother, and then a random lady. And that was the lady that the girl thought she was cheating on. And then they would make the girl go into the line, and she would be like, what is wrong with you? Da da da, blah 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 blah. So me and my dad would listen to that every morning. Why was I? Oh, and
on your way to a school.
Yes. Oh my god, good job.
I think you told me this before.
But that's what it reminded me of. Like, look, we have somebody on the line. That's what I should put on the line. Live caller.
Yeah, but you put no.
Yeah, I said live phone caller.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. I was tired. It was like 1 a.m.
Actually.
Yeah. Shelcy has a big trip.
Yeah, I'm going out, y'all.
It's like the first one without me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss her so much, and I can't wait for her to come back to mama.
She's going on an even bigger trip without me. For longer.
You know, I wish it was you.
So you're gonna have to cut this.
He knows. Okay, guys. So, don't forget to like,
comment,
subscribe.
We'll see you next time on
Two Random Girls. Bye.